So anybody just joining, we're about to wreck some kids. It's gonna be sweet. I can give out some stock picks while I'm doing that. Meta looks really cheap. It's gonna take some years to work itself out.
Yeah, that's like cheap for a while.
Yeah, it's gonna be cheaper and cheaper maybe, but it's it looks really like a crazy opportunity. It's just you know, you don't know when the market's gonna turn. If you could predict that, you'd be very rich. But to me, I'm happy with just being able to predict that a stock's cheap at all, and hoping someday, expecting someday it'll normalize. The problem is if the company deteriorates while you're waiting. That's when that's sometimes called the value trap, right? You know, you buy stock for 8 times earnings, and your bet is earnings won't deteriorate, and the stock keeps dropping, and then it turns out the earnings deteriorated. And that's just being wrong. I mean, that's part of investing too, but Meta is just something's either really, really corrosively wrong with that business, and we just can't see it.
Cheap.
Or it's just a good buy. But it's not going to make you rich. It might double. I mean, but a double in such a big company is a good result. And it'll probably take about 3 years, my guess, but you'll get a double. So for people who are like have retirement funds or something like that, like it seems like it'd be better than cash to own Meta, but it's also a lot of beta. Like you could probably get quite a bit of that return just buying the S&P. It's probably half that return will come from just buying the S&P, and half that return will be what they call Wall Street alpha. I don't know, but I don't think Instagram's going away. I think Instagram's just a permanent part of our society. The big call option is if TikTok gets banned, which, you know, given the Chinese company, it's certainly possible. Rhetoric with China increases. It doesn't sound like TikTok's been like, they've definitely been not playing fair. Do you think Prison mellowed you out at your advanced stage? I've always actually been pretty mellow. I think that for live streaming, the Martin Shkreli you saw was probably different from the real Martin Shkreli. So I don't think Prison mellowed me out. I think it's more just, you know, I'm actually pretty mellow in general.